Why is the floor shaking? Are you dropping more stuff in my house?
Yes, 2 large gizmos.
Sweet. What's with all these big contraptions?
If I had to guess, they have to facilitate a sort of system involving punch card based alchemy.
Huh. To what end? I mean, what we're supposed to do in this game?
That remains to be seen. Maybe you should go investigate them. PDA, switching back to stack mode so it's readily available. The interface is oddly sterile. No hilarious clown posters or anything like that. You mean Harlequin wallpapers. The serious business application is open. Seems your dad uses it to keep tabs on various acquaintances, maybe his fellow street performers. You guess the performing arts must be very serious business after all. This should be useful. Now you can keep tabs on your chums while you wander around the house.
Hey, I'm out on the balcony now. I am messaging from my dad's PDA.
The one you threw into the yard?
No, I am telling you, it jumped out of my Siladex like a frightened weasel!
What were you doing with it in the first place? I'm not setting a lot of regard for the personal property of others. Is this how your pent-up frustration with your father manifests itself?
What? No, those were all accidents. Please take your cycle battery somewhere else, miss.
Your bathroom is a mess. Do you do that too?
Oh man, this isn't cool. All this snooping nonsense.
There's a cake in the toilet.
Yes, there is.
I'm tempted to clean it up for you.
Okay, if that will satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead.
My obsessive compulsive disorder complex? Can a disorder also be a complex?
In your case, probably.
Sounds complicated.
Anyway, I am going to have a look at this enormous platformy thing you put on the balcony.
John, examine the alchemimeter in a cautious manner. You have no idea what to do with this thing. You can't find any controls for it. Having exhausted all other possibilities, you just decide to stand on it. This isn't very cautious of you, actually. John, look through the telescope. It is a clear, sunny day. Nothing out of the ordinary to report. At least, not beyond the walls of your own home. TT, grab the toilet.
What was that noise? Is this something I should go investigate?
No, I have it under control. You can keep playing with your telescope. I think I can patch it up. Just give me a little space. Why didn't you go have a look at the crux shooter? I cannot pronounce words! The thing I put in your living room.
John, hop down the hole. You jump down to the utility room. You take the sledgehammer and the captcha card, combine the two, and quickly apply it to your strife specimen. You think that it's cool that things don't always have to be a federal fucking issue. It looks like another one of your chums is pestering you on your PDA.
John, did you get my package?
Oh, hey, no, not yet.
Darn, are you sure? It was in the green box.
Oh, yes, but it's in my dad's car and he's still out at the store. He should be back soon.
Great, so what are you up to today?
I am up to my neck in this suburb stuff. Royal mess of my house.
Oh, well, what's Spurb?
Oh, it's this game. It's okay, I guess. I'm still figuring it out.
Whoa, what was that?
What was what?
There was a loud noise outside my house. It sounded like an explosion.
Wow, really?
I'll go have a look.
Oh man. Alright, but be careful, okay?
I will.
You put this thing in front of the door?
There's a door there?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I just thought it fit nicely into that groove.
You mean you thought it was elegant? Okay, well, what do we do with this thing? Hello? What are you doing up there now?
When you turn the wheel, something seems to be pushed off from underneath the lid, but you aren't quite sure you're strong enough to make the lid come off.
You can see me, right? Tell me what is wrong with this picture.
Sorry, I keep losing the wireless signal. Must be a weather. I would love for a stronger signal in another part of our house, but I'd rather not risk an encounter with my mother. I battle through her cloud again, and this derision once already this evening.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, cake, gestures, unfolding love and support. Quite road to hoe there. Though I suppose I'm complicit for not informing social services about your situation.
I know. What about going outside? Maybe you could catch a neighbor signal?
That represents the same problem. Also, it's raining, remember? And dark.
It's dark already?
Yes, the sun has already has way up with us here in the East Coast. Is Lu Lord Lord Glare has moved onto younger time zones.
Okay.
A shard of glass is expelled from the deck and maims the Harlequin doll. You take 2 fanciful Harlequins. The additional useless freight pushes your PDA to the last card. You then switch to the Q modus so you can access the PDA. More glass shrapnel flies from the deck.
This thing keeps following me around. I think it's trying to talk to me or something.
That is probably the kernel sprites. It apparently needs to be prototype. Twice, actually. Whatever the hell that means. These walkthroughs are horrendously written.
Hmm. Okay. Well, you are the one with the cursor, so just do whatever you think is the right thing to do. Also, fix my bathroom. I still can't understand this thing's gook.
That was only tier 1 prototyping. There is still another tier to the prototyping process, which of all we know merely advances this entity through increasingly esoteric states of linguistics.
The clock is ticking. We don't have time for this asinine tomfoolery.
This unmitigated poppycock?
Extravagant hogwash! Okay, stop. Stop typing whatever silly thing you're typing and going upstairs to the big platformy thingy.
The alchemitter? Alchemitter.
What?
Try to learn the lingo.
There's no slot for a card anywhere to be found on the alchemitter. The Colonel Sprite follows you upstairs. Acquiring Cruxite Dial seems to have populated the Athenium with one item, a perfectly generic object. You snatch the telescope from its tripod. Who knows, it might be useful, but more importantly, it pushes the Cruxite to the last card, making it available for tinkering. Your PDA is predictably jettisoned into the yard over the neighbor's fence. Cruxite Dial on the alchemitor's small pedestal. Something's happening. You set the alchemitor to cast 3 perfectly generic objects, for some reason expending a total of 6 units of build grist. These things look completely useless. What a waste. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's something in the sky. You switch back to the stack modus and get a closer look with your telescope. Whatever it is, the Chrono Sprite seems particularly agitated by it. You're no astronomer, but its trajectory looks suspiciously head-on with your current perspective. This is a troubling development. You figure you've left them hanging around long enough. John, attempt to ingest a unit of Bilgegrist. It is tempting because they strongly resemble rock and blue raspberry gushers. However, units of Bilgegrist are a gaming abstraction and do not seem to exist on the physical plane. There is apparently no crisis so imminent that it would deter you from contemplating idiotic and frivolous actions. Two chums have been trying to message you.
I'm working on the bathroom, but we're running low on Bilgrist.
Oh man, who cares about the bathroom? There's a meteor heading for my house.
I see. Do you suppose this has anything to do with the game?
I don't know. Maybe. What do I do?
I think it's very likely. The walkthrough is vaguely suggesting an impending threat before the end. The already poorly constructed sentences become even more curt and ambiguous, as they're written hastily and with a sense of alarm. Actually, their dedication to updating the walkthrough under such circumstances is admirable.
Wow. Fascinating. What?
If the meteor is a game construct, I think the only thing to do is to proceed and try to solve the dilemma on the game's terms. Try using a lathe. It says you can use the car on it, but it isn't more specific than that. Specific.
I'll do that.
Really, it is a labor to read through this drivel. If I read any more, my brain will need to be spoon-fed from a jar, while it blows spit bubbles in a high chair. I think I'll write my own walkthrough. That is, after we make sure you don't die.
I heard you got the box. I hope you appreciate my heroic fatherly perseverance in getting it for you. In my rough and tumble, dirty, wife-beatery sort of way. Also, I hope you appreciate how many no-talent douches had their mitts on that bunny before you. It's like a grubby baton in some huge douchebag marathon. Hey, where are you?
Oh man, the buddy was awesome, but I don't have time to talk him. Playing Suburban is kind of a nightmare. TT is breaking everything in my house.
Dude, I told you to steer clear of that game. And for that matter, you should probably wash your hands of flightly broads and their snarky horseshit altogether.
And now there's a meteor coming. And I'm not joking about that. It's like a big asteroid or comet or something in the sky heading right for my house.
Oh man, how big is it?
I don't know. Big, I guess. I gotta go. We'll talk later if I am still alive and the earth isn't blown up.
Like the size of Texas, or just Rhode Island. They're always throwing around these geographical comparisons to give us a sense of scale, like it really means anything to us. But it's like it doesn't matter. It's always just, wow, that's pretty fucking big. Like, Mr. President, there's a meteor coming down, sir. Oh yeah, how big is it? It's the size of Texas, sir. Oh shit. Oh, how big is it? It's the size of New York City, sir. Oh shit. Sir, I'm afraid the comment is the size of your mom's dick. Oh snap. Sir, are you familiar with Jupiter? You mean like the planet? Yeah, well, it's that big, sir. That sounds pretty big. I have a question. Is it Jupiter? Yes, sir. Earth is literally under siege by planet fucking Jupiter. Oh, shit. Anyway, later.
You slip the pre-punched card into a slot on the totem lathe. Above, a tool arm deploys a configuration of chisels. Now you just need something to lathe. You retrieve the Cruxite dowel. Dad just shrugs and heads back downstairs, presumably to do more baking. If only he knew you were hard at work saving his ass. You clamp the Cruxite into the lathe. The lathe carves one totem. You take the totem.
Alright, I used to lathe to make this blue shapy thing. Now I guess I take it back to the Alchemexer again. Hello?
A young lady stands in her bedroom. Due to a violent storm, her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet signal. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection somehow. This young lady is named. Named. It's on the tip of your tongue. What was the name of this young lady again? No, that wasn't it. Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you are without electricity, although your laptop computer still functions on battery power. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for rather obscure literature. You enjoy creative writing and are somewhat secretive about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit, and your room is a bit of a mess, and on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fancy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? Rose, retrieve the arms from the purple box. The purple package's contents are private. No one is allowed to look inside. Rose, rise like a flagellum and puke on your bed. Ugh, what a terrible idea. The thought alone is making you sick to your stomach. Rose, stroke your writing journal and mutter, "My precious." You would only resort to such an embarrassing activity while no one was watching. These journals are for your eyes only. You capture log the violin, storing it in the root card of your Sylladex. Since your good for nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out the time, you issue words of parting fondness to dear sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn blue collar salt of the earth father. Then she would fall into your arms of consolation, and you would be the one to make the deceased Bruce Willis proud. You get the knitting bag. It occupies the left leaf card under the violin. For the tree modus's alphabetical sorting method, K more than B. Your panoramic window offers a view of your yard below, and the mausoleum housing your dead cat Jaspers, who died when you were young. Your mom has this structure erected with a spirit of scornful irony in response to your youthful, innocent request to hold a funeral for the animal. At least that's how you come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. You can also make out a silhouette of the laboratory next door, a facility which likely broadcasts a wireless internet signal. You may be able to connect to the signal from a different part of your house, perhaps if you seek higher ground. You take your laptop and prepare to make the journey through the house. L less than V, L more than K. This causes the tree to be unbalanced, so your Zildex auto-balances itself. Now the laptop occupies the root card while the other two items comprise the leaves. K less than L, V more than L. This book is absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of your ilk, of which are very few. You take the grimoire. You leave your bedroom. Hanging just next to your door in the hallway is a painting of an exquisite wizard. Your mother collects these awful things, ironically. She must know how much you detest them, and there's no doubt in your mind she stores these dreadful things in her house to bother you. Down the hall to the right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps you'll be able to connect from up there. Your mother's room is also in that direction. You'll have to watch your step. You approach a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. This door leads up to the observatory. You haven't ventured up there in quite some time. The door opens to an exterior walkway leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Oh, the things you'll do to help out a friend. You first put your laptop down on the floor to get it situated, but removing it from the root card causes all the branches and leaves to be severed. Your items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. You're in a hurry, sure, but that doesn't mean you can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. You find a gap in the clouds. It seems a flurry of smaller meteors is streaking steadily overhead. You're not sure what this means, but it's quite disconcerting. You'll need every advantage you can get. There are several signals being broadcasted from the laboratory, each of relatively decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. You select the signal and reconnect to the game with John.
I'm back.
Hurry up and open my door. Not that it even matters. I think I'm probably dead no matter what.
Patience, you still haven't used the new totem.
Uh,
I believe it will create the item on the punch card.
so what is it? Like an apple or something? What good would that even do?
We'll see. I've found no evidence that anyone has successfully created an item. And the content of the card appears to be variable from session to session. In one instance, it was described as an eggy looking thing.
Do we have enough of those building jewels to make it?
According to the Athenium, it's a free item. This speaks to its importance in my view. Now off you go.
Gotta get these stupid blocks out of the way first. The Colonel's party is getting awfully worked up about this.